previously on the HSBC World Rugby Sevens Series. Unstoppable. The Blackburns made it 3 in a row in Hamilton.
Pure joy. They wanted this so badly.
Unbeatable. The All Black Sevens completed a double victory for the Kiwis on home soil.
New Zealand are Hamilton heroes.
Now Sydney provides the backdrop for the latest instalment in the HSBC World Rugby Sevens Series.
Welcome to the World Series, which has traveled from Hamilton, New Zealand to Sydney, Australia this week. Whilst the captains took time out from training to acquaint themselves with the newly built Parramatta Stadium, others made the most of a well-earned day off. Come the weekend, though, all touchy-feelies would be put to one side. In the standings, New Zealand were beginning to dominate both the men's and women's series, and someone needed to stand up and prevent the prospect of a third Kiwi double.
Long here, no care. Not going to be
Sydney hosts the 5th stop of 8 on the women's tour, after which there is a 2-month break ahead of the Hong Kong Sevens. 4 tournament wins for New Zealand sees them top of the standings with a 12-point lead over hosts and Olympic champions Australia, with Canada, USA, and France very much in the mix behind them. Australia have not won a series event since Sydney 2 years ago. Boosted by the return of one of their star players, Charlotte Caslick, the Olympic champions were hoping to get back to winning ways on home soil. The pools look like this: New Zealand, England, Russia, and Japan Pool A. B looking very competitive with Canada, USA, Fiji, and Brazil. France faced Australia, Spain, and Ireland in Group C. The pool winner and best placed second would advance to the semis. The opening match of Pool B at Parramatta Stadium was locked at 14-all as Fiji challenged Glendale winners USA with the clock ticking down.
Medicini Levere back on the inside, or just caught short. Solokoviti. Ball still there for Fiji, and now it opens up, and this time they finish it. Huge result from the opening game on day 1 of the HSBC Sydney Sevens. Fiji beat the United States 19-14.
Having beaten Brazil, Canada then took on Fiji, knowing a win would put them top of the pool.
Chance here, unmarked on the far side. Canada, is that enough?
Kiara Wardley on the receiving end of a nice little pop pass, put into space, unmarked. Beautiful finish.
It was down to Canada and the USA to play the Pool B decider on day 2.
Charity Williams is away. She has absolutely skinned Christy Kershey on the outside. Foot down, Charity Williams.
And then it goes finally to Williams, who just has to stick the ball under the right wing and run. And she did it magnificently.
And they will play the knockout matches. Canada through to a semi-final, 21 points to 7.
Confirmation that Canada topped Pool B on 9 points. But would Fiji have done enough to progress to the semi-finals as the best runner-up? As temperatures at Parramatta Stadium soared to 45 degrees, Deborah Fleming scored the first of England's 5 tries against Russia.
Looking to bring up try number 50. What a terrific moment. And what a place to do it in Sydney.
Fleming, it wasn't just a straight line. She had to beat 2. There's the one. And as soon as she gets into the backfield, there is no stopping Deborah Fleming. Incredible. 50th try. Nice.
World 7 Series leaders New Zealand were also drawn in Pool A. First up for them, an invitational Japan side.
Here comes the first try for the Blackburn Sevens. Stacey Fleur in for another in her career.
Not much on, but got the speed. Didn't even have to use the fend on that occasion. It was just out and out foot speed. That is it. Convincing display, Kiwis, in the second half.
The Sakura Sevens had defended well in the heat before England upped the pressure in the second half.
Hughes again for Gregson. Ounsley out there as well. All the young ones getting a bit of a game time to finish off. And Ellie Kildunn with some footwork in the finish. Wraps up a good performance from England on day one.
With 3 wins from 4 tournaments so far, New Zealand, the Black Fern Sevens, scored 4 tries against Russia.
And Sinead Kaka, 2 quick tries, has given New Zealand some breathing room. New Zealand get away for another one. They have had a couple of real stern tests in pool play so far. 22 points to 12, though. They overcome Russia.
With 2 wins from 2 each, England would play New Zealand in the Pool A decider. The Black Ferns would be without injured player Ruby Tui.
They found their second gear in the second half. And for another go, Stacey Fleur.
Tyler Nathan Wong, such an integral piece of the paddle. And then Fleur, the smile, the mouth guard, when you see that, you know it's all good.
The Black Ferns came from behind to dominate and are through to the semi-finals. England would have to wait and see if their points difference would be good enough to progress as the best runner-up. In Pool C, hosts Australia were boosted by a returning Charlotte Caslick against Spain.
She's beaten 1, she's beaten 2, making a clean 3! Charlotte Caslick back in style. A reminder that every single try scored by the Aussie women and men will see another 1,500 go through. It's the bushfire appeal here in Australia.
It would be France to pose the greatest threat to the hosts in the pool as they dominated against Ireland.
Grisez skips to the outside, and she's got enough to carry away for this one. A little bit of sugar on top of the result for France. Full time, France. Too good for Ireland, 40 points to 14.
Australia then took on Ireland with the hope of raising more money for the Bushfire Fund.
Away from the first up attempted tackle, and then Caslick with enough in the tank to take it all the way.
This is the best form we've seen her in a long time. She steps not 1 but 2 defenders.
$16,500 had been raised by the time Australia faced France in the pool decider on day 2.
So much space for Ellia Green, too much space. You cannot give her that. Give her an inch, she'll take a mile. And Elliott goes in. You still need to be cautious as Okemba. Oh, Okemba play on as the call. Scoops it up. France go bang bang in 30 seconds. And Australia top their group. Pool C from France. But both of these teams will progress to the semi-finals.
Australia top Pool C, and it's France who will also proceed to the semi-finals as the best-placed runner-up. And here's the lineup for those women's semi-finals in Sydney. Australia will play Canada, and New Zealand are up against France. That's the women's knockout stages sorted. Up next, the very best of the men's competition. Welcome back to Sydney, Australia, where the World Rugby 7 Series is playing at Parramatta Stadium. Our attention turns to the men's competition now, where South Africa were looking to make amends for their early exit at the pool stage last time out. South Africa had claimed victory in the opening round in Dubai, beating New Zealand in the final. The Kiwis had turned the tables in Cape Town and backed that up last time out in Hamilton. With 15 points between them and the chasing pack, New Zealand were hoping to cement their lead further in Sydney. The pools look like this, with New Zealand, Kenya, Fiji, and Wales grouped together in A, France, Argentina, South Africa, and Samoa in B. C pitted hosts Australia against the USA, Scotland, and Japan, with Pool D comprising of England, Canada, Ireland, and Spain. USA, the runners-up in Sydney 12 months ago, got the men's competition underway against Scotland. Cody Melfi back after almost a 2-year absence.
Running in for the try is Cody Melfi. The USA go all the way again.
He's got his mate Barrett on the inside, who normally takes 2 people to stop him, and then the deft touch on the inside. Speculator with the one hand. That's a great score for the US.
With every Australian try worth $1,500 Aussie dollars to the Red Cross appeal, the hosts had plenty of motivation against Japan.
Try time again for Australia.
And this is when Australia look at their best. Relentless, wave after wave. They support the play so well, they run hard, and their offloading game is on point.
Australia kept that try count ticking over with a 5-try haul against Scotland.
Advantage over for the knock-on.
Cross to Holland. He kicks across, and Anderson needs to take his... Oh! It was an air swing, but he got it down in the nick of time. Oh!
Not the best control. Take a look at this. Goes with the left, misses it. Sheer panic, but what a dive.
With only the 4 pool winners securing a semi-final spot, Australia faced USA in the Pool C decider.
Holland comes up quick, Baker's out wide. He will ask questions here of Turner. Baker and Turner. Turner manages to check him, and now the USA link their passes really well. Baker again. He is tormenting the Aussies.
3 Perry Baker tries and a double from Carlin Isles were enough to send the Sevens Eagles through to the semifinals. In Pool B, an injury-depleted Argentina took on the formidable challenge of South Africa, determined to make up for their disappointment in Hamilton.
Happy to go from deep inside their own 22. South Africa has started this match on a tear.
Sublime skills off his left and then off his right to literally bamboozle the Argentinian defense.
With Samoa having fought back to draw level with France, the next score would decide it.
Off! Every single player in the same area, and now finally, well, he had a great hand in the first half, and now he wins it for France, Antoine Zeta.
But he just bosses the Samoan defense. Everybody on their backs in a huddle. What a game and what a score.
Next up, a battle between the 2 teams chasing New Zealand in the World Series standings, South Africa and France.
Werner Koch to the line. He's got a player out on the right side. And Angelo Davids picks up a hat-trick. On day 1 of the Sydney Sevens here, South Africa 24, France 12.
South Africa were the first team to qualify for the semifinals after that win against France. They still came out strong against Samoa.
Pins his ears back. Takes on the whole of the Samoan team. Does Werner Koch. Hans gets it clear. Africa running ball. Lovely. Right in the bread basket of Mola Duplessis to go in the corner.
In the final Pool B match, France tackled Los Pumas Sevens, wounded after their encounter with South Africa.
And now Revolver kick along the ground. Mare, Santiago Mare.
The precision there from Santiago Mare to just pluck that out of the air, place it within centimetres of touch. I think that's all good. That's one of my favourite tries of the weekend.
Canada faced Ireland in Pool D and had been restricted to a 2-point lead at halftime before they took control.
Harry Jones, how appropriate. He's one of their rock stars. He goes in.
Brilliant. Absolutely mercurial. That's not what you want if you're an Irish fan. Great try, Harry Jones.
Try number 120 in his career that started back in Wellington in 2008.
In their final match of day one, Spain had a shock in store for Canada.
And the ball on the inside, oh, that was terrific, the offload. So, is that enough for the Spanish?
Mathieu has been brilliant all game, just so direct. How about that for a dummy? Well and truly in his pocket, and it's good support play.
Full time in this one. Spain over Canada by 28 points to 12.
After being locked at 7-all at halftime, 2 Dan Norton tries put England in a strong position.
Conroy desperate for Norton. Norton beats him. It's such a spicy matchup, that far side, and Dan Norton cracks open Jordan Conroy this time round. His team take this one 19 points to 12.
A close-fought encounter between England and Canada would then decide Pool D. And although temperatures hadn't yet reached the extremes of the day before, allowances were made to keep cool.
Can he get a bounce? It's a wobbly old ball at the moment. He picks it up. He's claimed. Now he gets it back now to Harris. Harris putting on some footwork. Ben Harris, the 20-year-old. England under 15 schools triple jump champ. But it was all about the sprint on that occasion.
I was waiting for the hop skipper to jump there, Clarkie, but that's fantastic from the young man.
And England put themselves into the semi-finals.
England topped the pool and are through to the semi-finals, with Ireland finishing ahead of Canada on points difference. Fiji battled Kenya in the cauldron-like Parramatta Stadium. Kenya had opened the scoring, but the Fiji fans would not be disappointed.
Nathungu gets to the outside. Indira crossing cover, looking to put down. Weiss, Nathungu beats him again, he gets it away! Oh, Weiss, Nathungu. Ice cold on a smirking hot arbor.
Gets the pass, holds it up in front of a huge Fiji contingent. How good is this?
New Zealand were looking to make it 12 consecutive wins when they took on Wales.
Bounces out a 1, 2, 3, and the 9 is gone. Blink and you miss.
But look at this, there will be 3 players coming across. 1, 2, 3. Absolutely electric with the wiggle off the left, Regan Weir.
It's good.
Wales then looked to bounce back, seeking their first pool victory of the season against Kenya.
Jones and Thomas. It's about 4 on 2 out wide. Smith back on the inside. Where's the support? Benjamin back to Roach. And it is a try to Wales, and they have stolen it. Wales 26, Kenya 21.
New Zealand v Fiji was the final match of Pool A on day 1, and it was like a final.
Tui Mumba, electric! Goes right, comes left, and gets the first try.
There's an exploding start to this one.
Backwards. That one's going to sit up for Fiji. Looking to fend their way towards the line through Ratu Walker. It's still alive, and he's done it again. Weiss, Nathungu. Fiji will take this one, and they put a big stamp on their semi-final hopes.
Fiji then picked up where they left off the day before as they took on Wales in their last Pool A match.
Tui Mumba gets to the outside. Tui Mumba, see you later.
Tui Mumba, he has power and speed and balance. What a combination.
Nanduva holds his feet. Nanduva, look out! You got a man on your tail. He gives it away to the man on the outside, Akanakonda. We'll now stroll it in. We've got ourselves a new tournament favourite in Sydney. Fiji are running oh so hot.
Fiji striking a blow to the All Black Sevens as they miss out on a semi-final place for the first time this season. Here's how they'll line up for the men's semi-finals. South Africa v the USA and England v Fiji. After the break, we get set for the semi-finals. Welcome to Parramatta Stadium, Sydney, where the heat of the party was matching the soaring temperatures ahead of the semi-finals. In the women's competition, series leaders New Zealand would face France, but first up, hosts Australia were set to take on Canada. The two sides had met in a semi-final just 7 days earlier. In Hamilton, Canada ran out 28-19 winners en route to a date with New Zealand in the final. And in Sydney, they had the better of the first half too. Tries from Kaylee Lucan.
Lucan for the corner. Lucan the first scorer in the semi-final.
And Ghislaine Landry had them 12 points up after 6 minutes. Australia with work to do, but as the half drew to a close, the job became that much harder.
Molesky now. Oh, Molesky got a bit of a hair pull. Oh, unfortunate for Williams. That's really accidental and unlucky, but it results in a sin bin.
Yeah, absolutely. The hair pull is an automatic yellow card, but so unfortunate. That is not malicious there from Shani Williams. Desperate to try and get a handle on the jersey.
2 minutes in the bin for Williams, and Canada made them pay.
And Farella's got the gap on Caslick. Caslick coming back, but Farella speeding away from the Australian defence. One of the all-time leading scorers in women's sevens, Bianca Farella, cracks the Australian line.
19 points to zip became 24-0 2 minutes later, courtesy of Kiara Wardley's finish in the corner. A high tackle from Cassandra Staples, earning her a yellow card to compound the Australian misery. And Wardley added her second 2 minutes later.
Gets rid of one tackle and another, still going Wardley, Parry chasing, but Wardley, the youngster, will finish the deal for Canada. They're off to another final for sure.
Canada dominant, Australia despondent. Karen Paquin added one more in the last minute and it finished 34-0 to Canada.
Held in the tackle, play on.
It was deja vu part 2 for Sevens fans, as the second semi was again a repeat of the matchup from 7 days earlier. In Hamilton on home turf, New Zealand had won. Could 5th seed France upset the odds in Sydney? They didn't start well. New Zealand 7 points up after 2.5 minutes following Stacey Fluhler's 28th try of the season. But if New Zealand thought they'd have this semi all their own way, France had other ideas.
And she's rapid. She pierces the New Zealand line, has left Hiddeny and Williams lying in her wake. Lena Guerin.
There was nothing doing in the attacking line for France. Lena Guerin stood up to the plate, says, I'll get this done myself.
Tied up at 7 apiece, and with halftime approaching, French resolve was tested.
Brazier stabbing it through for Nathan Wong. The two playmakers might combine here for New Zealand just before half-time. What a chase. That's a fabulous effort on defence by Glizet. Oh, can't quite win it back though, France. New Zealand urgent. Hiddeny one way then the other. Williams has got Fluhler, and Fluhler will dive for the line.
A job well done there from Stacey Fluhler.
Fluhler with another before halftime and completing her hat trick 2 minutes into the second.
Nathan Wong, this time with a dart in the inside ball for Fluhler. Yawning gap created by Nathan Wong. Finished by Fluhler. 3 in for Stacey again.
Can score a try, this woman. 5 for her in Sydney.
The victory was confirmed with a 4th try in the 13th minute. 4 for New Zealand and 4 for Flula. The smiling assassin putting the finishing touches on a scintillating team performance from a squad looking to win a 4th consecutive Sevens tournament. So France and Australia played for bronze again, and with Aussie pride at stake in front of the home crowd, Sevens rugby legend Ellia Green gave Australia the perfect start.
Brilliantly worked by Kaslik, and then the speed and raw power of Ellia Green to finish it off 20 seconds in.
It was a lead they never relinquished. Demi Hayes added a 2nd try and another $1,500 for the Bushfire Fund.
And she's put us up over $40,000 as well.
And although France scored 2 of their own, they converted neither, and that proved to be the difference. Australia take bronze. So Canada, New Zealand in the final again. The 3rd time this season, no less, with the previous 2 encounters in Dubai and Hamilton going the Kiwis' way.
Varela puts the foot down, determination written all over her face. Blyde coming at Varela, Blyde on Varela, gets her just and rolls it to ground 6 metres short. What a chase from Blyde.
Oh, that's a big move there from Michaela Blyde. The determination, the tenacity. Look at her. She's like a cheetah in the wild, just chasing Varela, and Varela is not slow.
Now Brazier, Molesky read that beautifully. Williams has got Nathan Wong, who might look to get Flula into the action. Here's Flula and Charity Williams. Another 2 speedsters going at it. Flula looking for a support run as it comes in the form of Nathan Wong. Flick pass out the back for Flula. The red jersey's around on her. Back to Hiddeny, who's still got Nathan Wong. Centering up Sarah Hiddeny. Great scramble from Canada in defence. And now a yawning gap for Tyler Nathan Wong. Had a big hand in the build-up. Oh, it's been a ding-dong start. Landry taking on Broughton, who just clings on. Here's Molesky wide. She's got Lucan back in field. Shepherded towards the side by Sheree Kucker into it early. Good meters made here by Canada, looking to get their first try of the match. Ben for Williams. And now Williams and Flula go at it again, and this time Williams cuts through, gets rid of Hiddeny, puts the foot down, bit between the teeth. Charity Williams. Impact again.
7 apiece as time ran out at the end of the first half, but New Zealand weren't done yet.
Landry looking for Packard. It's overcooked by Kaka, but it went back into the hands of Brazier. A fortunate bounce for New Zealand. That's the siren for half-time. There's Niall Williams running a little across field and gets Flula backing, cutting, switching back on the inside, putting the foot down. This is a match for the speedsters. Williams chasing back on Flula, has her covered. It's untidy for New Zealand. Williams, play on is the call. They've got a long way back here, New Zealand, and it's loose. Kaka has Broughton with her in support. And Ben and Packard all over her. That's a dangerous duo. Broughton slows the play down and then tries to get some footwork on. It was a little jing. Canada slipped off the tackle. You cannot take your eye off Gail Broughton for a second, because she will make you pay.
Oh, that was a cheeky little manoeuvre there from Gail Broughton.
New Zealand led 14-7 at the half and never looked back, adding tries from Niall Williams and Teresa Fitzpatrick.
Nathan Wong drifted across, and Niall Williams.
Well, that was a perfect read there from Niall Williams. Big smiles on her face.
Fitzpatrick getting the step off too. Fitzpatrick for the line, and that should be enough now for New Zealand.
And in the final throes of another dominating performance, Alina Saili added the last.
Saili to put a bow on it for New Zealand. Simply too good again. when it counted, the Blackburn Sevens. They've got all the moves, and they are relentless.
Obviously, we've been working pretty hard to go back to back, and to do it twice this season is massive, and I'm just so happy right now. I can't believe we made a debut, and then also we obviously won the tournament. I'm speechless.
4 tournament wins on the bounce, and now 19 games unbeaten. This Black Fern side looks special in Olympic year, and they are now 16 points clear at the top of the table. If Canada and Australia are going to challenge them in the series, they're going to have to find a way to beat them on the pitch. After the break, we are back partying at the Sydney Sevens with the men's knockout stages. Welcome back to Parramatta Stadium, Sydney, where round 4 of 10 of the men's HSBC World Rugby 7 series had reached the semi-finals. The big news was that favorites New Zealand were out. Defending series and Olympic champions Fiji were looking to get their campaign back on the road against England, while second place South Africa were hoping to capitalize on points available in their game versus USA. By their own high standards, the American men's season thus far has been something of a disappointment. Tournaments in Dubai, Cape Town, and Hamilton all fell short of a top 4 finish. Could they translate their first semi-final appearance this season into a spot in the final? It didn't start well.
And Zane, and now streaking away down this near side, we've got JC Pretorius for South Africa.
Wow, what a fast start.
USA 5-0 down before they'd even got their hands on the ball. When they did,
Folau, Melfi, Yosefo, tidy feet, needs support though. There it is in the form of Perry Baker, jinking back in field, and now offloading for Marty Yosefo. Folau taking the restarts. And it's going to fall here for the US as well. Yosefo getting around the corner. Here's Pinkelman. Oh, Benny P puts down the try that puts the USA in front.
3 tries in 4 minutes, and 1 more before the break. This one to South Africa. Selvin Davids making it 12 points apiece at the half. Status quo maintained until the 11th minute.
Goes to the wrong man though, it's Cock. Look at him. Never dying on the effort, Cock. Davids, dry. Loving this field position. South Africa cutting them open through the captain, Stibman Hans.
South Africa with their noses in front, and as the heavens opened,
it is raining, thank goodness.
And time ran out. USA had one last chance to upset the favorites.
Oh, this is mouth-watering. The matchup, wide right. Williams. Can he connect? Yosefo. Yosefo dummies, and then they misread it. His support runners. Pinkelman comes back to the short side. Pinkelman surrenders in the tackle. Williams. Yosefo. Melfi. There is Isles. Here he goes, Isles v Davids, and Heddle offloads there, Isles. Melfi needs support, really needs it quick. Is it there in time? It's not.
Not to be for the USA then. South Africa win it 19 points to 12. Who would South Africa meet in the final? If it was to be England, they would have to buck the trend that had seen them lose their last 5 semi-final appearances. Fiji, with the crowd behind them, started the better.
Round he comes, Balatha, the one-on-one sees Balatha, slap away Lindsay Haig, and Fiji open with the first try.
In decidedly wet conditions, Fiji dominated the first half, but had nothing more than the 1 try to show for it at the break. The game opened up for them in the second half. Weiss Nathungu kicked through and touchdown for 12-0 before World Sevens Player of the Year Jerry Tuwai made it 17-0 with 4 minutes to play.
Jerry Tua.
Game over? Not at all. Shortly after the Tuai try, Aseli Radivoka was sent to the sin bin for 2 minutes, and when Eliseo Naduva followed him after a push in the back on Dan Norton, which resulted in a yellow card and a penalty try, England had a minute and a half to exploit a not one, but two-man advantage.
Good? Yeah, when you're ready.
Try and capitalise on this two-man advantage. Burgess looking for room. Burgess got his hands on it and then lost it clean. Nathungu goes one. Oh no, England penalised.
Oh, that's just ill-discipline. You've got to be more switched on than that.
Darren Alangi uses the outside hand. Mitchell's on hand to pull it in and take it away. Tommy Mitchell helps set up a grandstand finish. Ella is here on the near side. So is Harris. Fiji lose it. But did the siren go before he lost it? He's at the end. Oh, it is. A remarkable finish to the game. Fiji secure it with a knock-on.
Series points at stake for England and America in the bronze final, 16 for the winner to be exact, but that wasn't all that was at stake in this game. A subplot bubbled under. When Perry Baker scored early in the game,
Baker stopping and going, bang!
It was his 199th career Sevens series try. Would he get to 200 in this game? And would he get there before his teammate Carlin Isles, also on 199 career tries and starting this one from the bench? USA did score 2 more tries in the game to win the contest 17-10, but neither went to either Perry or Isles. The 200 try landmark for either of them will have to wait until the next tournament in Los Angeles. And so, to the final and a regular clash of the Titans. Could Fiji ride a wave of emotions to record their first tournament win of the season?
And the perfect way to round it out. Fiji v South Africa. Down towards Heddle. Over the top of Heddle. And sitting here for Vakurunabili. Over the top to Darren Alangi. Getting close. Darren Alangi. Held up. Wow, what a start.
Well, South Africa held up. Get the lift wrong. And it was nearly a perfect start for Fiji. Vakurunabili just pounces straight on it. Darren Alangi, who's been a monster all weekend. Look at that. JC Pretorius, desperation, along with David. Stop that.
It is Mblapa in behind. At wide left is Tuimamba. Butitu, centre field here for Fiji.
Quicker. No, he's holding back. One time, one warning. Crouch.
James Stolman gives the forwards their instructions.
5. Set.
Tua pulls it back for Mblapa. Butitu has to wait for that pass and now looks to get to the outside. Great tackle it was from the Springboks captain. Hahn still with Fiji though. We need sign off. Mblapa thinks he's got it done. What does our assistant ref and ref say? Richard Kelly weighs in. Try Fiji.
Well, it's been a real secret for Fiji this weekend, the hot start. And they get another one in the final. Butitu goes out wide. Hahn with the nice tackle, but it just comes out the side. And this guy, well, everything he touches is turning to gold.
It starts to hammer down here at Parramatta Stadium. The rain tumbles. Davids takes it away, headed. Good tackle there from Blather. They're bunched there though, Fiji, and that's going to provide Angelo Davids an opportunity to carry it away.
Tackle!
Up and over halfway. Khans, Heddle. Look at the rush from Mothanathangi. Shuts down Davids, in turn gets it away though, and here comes Zane Davids. Zane Davids getting through the line and now crunched by Batitu. Fiji scramble. They've got them cooked out wide here. The blitz box, it goes through the hands, and it is 7-5, kick to come.
Time's off. Time's off.
Bakuru,
Too white.
yeah, Bakuru Nabili, I think it is, put a late shot on Chris Dry, and he might be sitting down for a couple of minutes here, I think.
Shoulder charge. Yellow card.
Oh, so a double blast there for Fiji. They leaked the try plus. Bakuru Nabili sits down. But what a break. Here it is here, no arms in the tackle. Bakuru Nabili. This is a nice run from Zane Davids. And this is what sets up front football. JC Pretorius as part of the new crop that has really graduated this weekend from the Blitzbokker.
7v7, Darren Alungi brings it down for Tuai. Tuai, Blather, the opening try scorer, gets through the line initially, gets through the other side, and away he goes for another! He's having some kind of weekend in Sydney. Napoleone Blather.
Oh, shot the front door. Look at him go to work. Had no right to score this, goes through two of the Blitzbocker's best defenders, hits the angle, another one he brushes us off. Oh man, this kid is good.
The conversion missed. Fiji led 12-5 at the break and into the second.
Heddle looking to create here. Cock lets it go across his face. And there it is with Angelo Davids bouncing in field, and now losing it backwards for Hans. It's play on. That's created some room for Heddle to line up. Davids to Davids. Zane Davids. Wow. 12 plays 10. And we've got the conversion to come.
Just so inventive. First they try and get Angelo Davids into the game. It draws over defenders and it opens up the left-hand side of the field, where this guy has been a physical presence for the Blitzbokker this weekend.
Fijian fans hoping this one misses the mark. David sends it on its way. It hangs out to the left. And Fiji hang on to that 2-point lead. It's the cup final we wanted and we're getting. High quality from both sides in tricky conditions.
Own man, it's his own man.
How about that? Thakal Balavu up and over his own man, and now it's loose from Fiji. Lost, and with South Africa, the restart going awry for Fiji, and now South Africa lose it.
Under pressure there. Lost forward.
Quite often that would be called advantage played from a knock-on. Here's another look at Thakal Balavu, and you're not supposed to be there, fella. Back it comes for the blitz box. Davids, that was Selvin Davids, throwing it out in front for Duplessis. Hans, good pick up from Cock. Cock, showcasing his pace, but he's just made Ratuvoka aggrieved, and he goes across and gets him. Hans. Some big defence from both sides here, just tossing bodies around, and now Fiji win the penalty. They look to go quick, and James Solomon says you're in front of the mark, come back a foot, do it again.
Oh, Bakuru Nabili. What a time for a steal, the big number 2. He's such an active player and so tough to shift from the ruck. That is brilliant.
Are they clock managing here, Carl Tanana, or are they just looking for the knockout shot?
Oh, no doubt the clock management. They know there's less than a minute to go. They know if they win this line out. They know if they keep possession, those balloons be going even higher.
Okay, Whiten.
It's Tuai with the line-out throw.
Time's on.
And it's a great take up top as well, down for Tuai. They've got 30 seconds to try and hang on here against the blitz box. Penalty, Fiji.
Jerry Tuai, no. He knows the situation, the experience of the World Sevens Player of the Year. Kick this out.
They look to go quick initially, Ikanakonda. And there will be one final line out for Fiji to try and bring down and close it out. And look at the part of the field they're going to have to do it in front of as well. Stacked with Fijian fans. Fakal Balavu goes up, it goes over the top, it's with the blitz box. Depria, he comes away with it. Great tackle and cover from Ikanakonda. That was Africa going back to where it began, Dry. Chris Dry holds his feet nicely. Party mouths all around Parramatta Stadium for a second, and now the error. Fiji hang on. Fiji win it. For the first time ever, Fiji are #1 in Sydney.
How much fun was it out there?
Yeah, before we enter the field, the message I told my team was just to come out here, enjoy, and just do the job. That's what we come and deliver it. So I want to thank the soldiers behind me for the great effort that they showed today.
In Sevens rugby, never write off the Fijians. Their season now back on track after a slow start. And while they still have a way to go to catch New Zealand in the standings, you wouldn't bet against them. South Africa, of course, have their own ambitions and made ground on the Kiwis this weekend too, while keep an eye on the USA as a dark horse, not least because the next event is in their own backyard. The tour rolls on to Los Angeles at the end of February, and we can't wait to see you there. Bye for now.